G'day all you wonderful people, welcome to Adventure Together. My name's Al and today we are in the Shenandoahs. So the average temperature over the next few days is 90 degrees. That's insane. The humidity is off the scale. I've got a pack that's full with a huge resupply. I'm eating around 46,000 calories a day. It's humid and hot and thunderstorms are threatening. Last night there was a tornado warning. Welcome to this beautiful place. First step to entering the park is to obtain your backcountry permit.
And then you keep the top copy and then you put the bottom copies back in the slot in the middle that took us a minute to notice.
In the lead up to arriving at the Shenandoahs, all I heard from other hikers and other people that were in the area was that the Shenandoahs were flat. That's all I heard. Don't worry, it's flat, it's flat, it's flat. It's most certainly not flat. But if the Shenandoahs were all flat, you wouldn't have beautiful views like this. Most of the Shenandoahs that we've seen so far have just been walks through the trees, so nothing new as far as the Appalachian Trail is concerned. You can see a wild turkey in the bushes there. So a quick scramble up all of these rocks behind me, and I am on top of Black Rock, which is one of the tallest peaks here in the park at 3,098 feet. All of the rocks up here on Black Rock seem to be covered in these spiders. I keep seeing loads of them, so this one seems to have stopped for a second, so I'm going to take a photo of him. There's a landmark in the park that is specifically for Appalachian Trail thru-hikers, and it's this. Oh, my poor knees. Every couple of miles or so, you will always come to one of these mountain roads that you have to cross to continue on the trail. It seems like you just cross them maybe once an hour, just another road, another road, another road. But fortunately, they're not too busy. I like that they measure everything over here in bus lengths or football fields. Throughout the Shenandoahs there are these waysides or camp stores that you can get a resupply at, or maybe a hot meal or some coffee, or sometimes just some snacks for the journey. You found something you like? Just come across this rattlesnake, and it's very definitely a rattlesnake. You can see the rattle on the end of it, and it's black, which is very unusual. It seems to be sat there watching us for now. We're gonna have to go right over here, I think, to get around it. Leave it plenty of room.
Up here is a really cool view.
Howdy. Nice to meet you on the path here. Shall I step aside so you can go past? I can. Here we go. You have all the path clear for you. Is your friend coming? Last night we had really strong winds up here on the mountain, and so the floor has been coated with this fuchsia of all the flowers that have been knocked off, and further up this pale pink and white of the flowers that are further up the trail. Here we are, we got to the north terminus of the Shenandoah. We started off the video at the south terminus and we've walked all the way north, finally over with 6 days in the Shenandoahs. Alright, it's a little bit later and I thought I'd talk about the Shennies and to kind of sum up my experience there. Starting off, the first point is that the AT in most other places along the trail is very, very similar to what you'll experience in the Shenandoahs, mostly covered by trees, not many viewpoints. I did speak to a couple of people that had walked along the road instead of walking along the Appalachian Trail, and they said that the road was far more beautiful and there were far more viewpoints, which is kind of goes in hand with what the feeling that I got from the national park, which was that they really did focus on the day and weekend tourism, and as far as thru-hikers were concerned, they seemed like maybe an afterthought. You know, the road was the most perfect route to see all of the viewpoints, and as far as the trail was concerned, it was slightly offset, but there was no effort in really any part that I saw to make a really nice view for thru-hikers. I was also told that by other people that had walked the trail that the Shennies were going to be a beautiful place to rest your feet, nice and calm, lots of rolling hills. It wasn't like that at all. The grade of those hills was the same as anywhere else on the trail. The condition of the paths was the same as anywhere else on the trail, anywhere else in Virginia. I would say just the amount of climbing that you're doing is nothing compared to what you've done outside of the park. So the hills won't be, the hill walls won't be as long, but they'll be just as steep, just a little bit shorter. The unique thing about the park that we've not seen so far traveling northbound Nobo is that the park's full of waysides, camp stores and restaurants, so you'll hit one a day at least where you can just fill up with some, like, a minor resupply, maybe some fast food and things like that, and get some cold drinks. And that's a welcome thing, to be able to buy some cold drinks on a hot day. One of the waysides actually had a vegan burger, which was a fantastic little surprise and quite a little treat for me. You can spend quite a lot of money at those. The prices aren't too competitive, but it is a national park and they're trying to make as much money as possible. So I would say if you're looking to resupply there, be aware that the resupply is going to cost you a lot more than if you just go to a Walmart before you go into the Shenandoahs and carry all of your food through. But that's really the sort of price you pay for convenience, I think. Overall, I think the Shenandoahs are a little bit disappointing for me because I was expecting a lot more as far as natural beauty. It was beautiful, don't get me wrong, but I think I got my expectations a little bit too high going off of what I'd heard from other people. I would say that if you're going to go through, there are lots of places you can get out of the park. That there are some caverns. One of the caverns has got The world's largest instrument, apparently it's got a pipe organ in there that's larger than anywhere else in the world. So that's interesting. You can aqua blaze through there as well. You can go to a couple of towns and go and get resupply in there if you really want to hitchhike in and out. So once you're in the park, you're not stuck in the park as well. So there's a couple of bits there. So that's it from me. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the next one.